guys, what's up? So, realize it's been yet again another long period of time since I've recorded, but um, this time in this video, we're going to be doing kind of an update of everything that's been going on, updates you can see in the future, just a bunch of things that I feel I could make several little videos about, but I'd rather just make one real big one. Um, so, the first thing is the obvious thing that's affecting just everything right now. That's the pandemic that's pretty much put everything in a standstill. Schools are closed, no sports on television. It's terrible. Um, so, one, I hope everyone is staying safe, healthy, um, not making any unnecessary trips when you leave your house. Um, I realize for especially people that play card games, that's very difficult because usually people have locals that they attend weekly or at least a couple times a week. Um, so I imagine that's affecting a lot of people pretty hard. So I hope everybody is okay and trying to make the best of it. I know Bushy Road put out a remote fight system that you can card fight with someone over Skype and the internet. Finding solutions like if you know there, if you know, Bush Road in America would actually create a buddy fight and Vanguard game for the Switch like they did in Japan, but since we never get the nice things here in the states, that would make things a lot easier too. But unfortunately, we don't. So, and the only way we can even have access to those things is if we buy the Japanese copy of the game. But anyway, so I hope everyone is at least surviving the best they can and staying safe. And that brings us right into the next thing I wanted to talk about, and that's obviously that Team League events have been canceled left and right. I know they've postponed some, they've canceled others. And the thing that, hang on, this stupid pop up is in my way, guys. Um, this thing that has really been affecting Bush Road because over social media I've seen everything from people being crazy supporting this, understand why the cancellations or the postponements, and then on the other side you get the people who are attacking Bushy Road, calling them everything under the sun and saying it's wrong and they should still hold their events and people still want to go to their tournaments. While I have sympathy for them because I definitely understand the disappointment, I look forward to the events that are held every year. I really enjoy them. But as much as it sucks right now, it is necessary. So I do ask that if you are one of those people who are maybe being a little more angry towards them getting canceled, I ask that you at least try and see the reason behind it. Because trust me, I definitely do. It's April, guys. Around this time, I'm usually planning to go to my event in Texas, and right now it hasn't been canceled, but I'm pretty certain within the next week or two, unless by some miracle we wake up tomorrow and this is all gone, it's gonna get canceled. But it is what it is. It sucks. It definitely is going to throw a wrench in a lot of people's plans who are planning on attending. But I have faith in Bushy Road. While these events have been canceled, please rest assured there will be another one in due time when it is more safe. But there's a lot of people who do travel from far away to be a part of one of these events. So it's with travel, mass gathering, it does bring into the discussion that it is the right thing to do. And I do applaud Bushy Road for doing the right thing instead of trying to still hold the event and make money. So that says a lot about the company that we participate in their games. They care more about the player's safety than they do necessarily holding their events and making money. So look at it from that perspective. They're doing it to protect their player base. And the fact that they started announcing this before all of these stay-at-home orders were issued. That makes it even better for them because it makes them look like they were doing the right thing. So try and stay positive. Try and have faith. This will eventually be over. It's not as soon as some of us would like, but there will be future events, and we will be able to go to those and have fun, and this will be in the past. So try not to badmouth Bushiroad or get too angry if the event gets canceled, because I hate to tell you, it's most likely Team League. It's my guess sometime in the next week or two, Bushiroad is just going to announce that all Team League events for the spring are canceled. And then they'll be left with two options. They can either postpone Team League and have it later in the year, or there just won't be Team League this year, and then say by fall, when the Championship Series starts, they'll just have the Championship Series like normal. So, and that means we just won't get a Team League in 2020. But unfortunately, if that's what happens, that's what we're just going to have to deal with. So just be prepared for that. That doesn't mean you still can't enjoy your card games, enjoy collecting and purchasing your new cards and deck build and play with friends online or chat or things of that nature. But just remember that this will be over, and we'll eventually be able to all get back together in a big event and have fun again someday soon. On a happier note, though, it is April 7th when I'm recording this. In 2 days, on the Android and iPhone devices, Vanguard Zero will be dropping on the Play Stores. So that will be something for it because speaking for me personally, I've found it hard to try and keep myself just busy doing things, because there's only so much Netflix you can watch, there's only so much gaming you can do before you finally just start going a little stir crazy. This will at least give you another thing to occupy your time and help you pass it. Vanguard Zero is a mobile game that's based around the Cardfight Vanguard game with slightly different rules, but it is generally the same thing, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. Maybe not. It'll be worth a try, and it's free, as according to what I haven't been able to find anywhere that it's a paid app. So you can try it for free, and if you don't like it, so that's something to look forward to. I've already pre-registered for it. It'll start downloading when it drops, so you can do that yourself. So it's something that we've been waiting for a long time. We originally were going to get like a Vanguard online simulator like Dueling Network for Yu-Gi-Oh, but that didn't happen. And then Vanguard Zero got announced, and I think it's been like a year and a half, 2 years for us trying to get a release date, and it's 2 days away. So if you play Vanguard, I think it's at least worth your time to at least try it out, because maybe if we keep trying, maybe if we try this and we show them that we really like a Vanguard simulator, maybe, just maybe, Bushiroad will make a Switch game that we can all have here in the States, and then we can actually have something to play with people online instead of just the mobile game. So go give it a try. Maybe they'll get so much interest in this, it'll force them to try and create a Switch game or a PlayStation game, or hell, at this point, I don't care. So just try it out. Next, we're going to talk about two of the new cards that are coming to Vanguard, and I've been thinking about it quite a lot. The first card I want to talk about are the order cards. Now, I didn't know what to think of them at first until I researched it, because when someone told me about them, they're like, it's kind of like they're putting spell cards in Vanguard. I was like, wait, how are you going to do that? Well, there are two kinds of order cards that I have been able to see at this point. There might be others, but these are the two that I've seen. The ticket cards, the ticket shields. It's a grade 0. Basically, they're going to start reprinting. They're going to start printing starters for every clan, and if you go second when you ride your starting Vanguard, on top of getting to draw that extra card, like all the starters have right now, you will get to add a ticket a shield ticket to your hand, and it will be stored to the side of the game. It'll be stored to not in your deck. It'll be stored on the side, like with your force markers or your protect markers or your excel markers or whatever markers you use. And you'll get to add that to your hand. And it's a one-time effect that you can use. It'll be stored in your hand, and you play it during your guard step, and it can add 5,000 power to your Vanguard. So it kind of offsets the power difference between you and your opponent if you go second. Because if your opponent goes first, they're obviously going to get to grade 3 first. So it's kind of a nice trade-off, in my honest opinion. When I really wasn't sure what to think about it, I was like, well, does this mean they're going to start adding more of this to the game? Is it going to be a mass thing? But it looks like it's just going to be kind of a different type of card. Kind of like when, you remember, there was a lot of people that started freaking out in Vanguard way back when the strides started coming out, and they thought the game was just going to completely change. It may have changed in a way, but it didn't change the way the game worked. It was just another type of card. So think of it as, I know this is a bad analogy, but I don't know how else to say it, but think of it as if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, it was like when Synchros were the end thing and then Exceed Monsters came out. It's just another way they're keeping the game fresh. They're introducing us to more game mechanics, and I think it's honestly a good idea. And then the other one I saw, it was a grade 2 order card, and it is a Counterblast 2 effect that you can use to give your Vanguard plus 20k. Now, the trade-off here is it is a grade 2 card. It can't be ridden as a Vanguard, but since it's a grade 2 card, it is stored in your deck. So, if you want to play these cards, you're going to have to find a way to balance them in your deck, because remember, there are requirements for a Vanguard deck, obviously. 16 triggers, no more than 50 cards, and no more than 4 of cards of any copy, unless there is a hit or restriction with them on the ban list. So, you're going to have to take these new order cards, if they have a grade connected with them, and somehow try to find a way to fit it into your deck while it not messing with the consistency. Now, you will be able to discard it for like the cost of a Sentinel when you're G-assisting, but I'm not going to pass judgment on it quite yet. I think it'll be something that'll be interesting for us to try. Just remember, guys, everybody raised their eyebrows at strides when they were first announced. Any new mechanic, you're always going to look at it and go, I don't know. So, just give it a chance. Bushiroad has done a pretty good job with what they've been doing over the past few years. So, I have faith that it will work. I think those are going to be, I think the new, I think the new order cards, they come out, I don't remember the date, but they will be released in the Gear Chronicle and Royal Paladin trial decks when they come out. I believe it's in May. I just don't remember when. Speaking of that real quick, one thing that I have been asked is, will there be Gear Chronicle back on this channel? Because we all know Jaden loved Gear Chronicle. I wasn't going to build Gear Chronicle in the standard format. I honestly wasn't. But then they showed Chronojet. Chronojet and me do have a lot of history. I really enjoyed playing the deck. I remember playing Gear Chronicle when it very first dropped back during when Vanguard G started. And long story short, I'm going to be building standard Gear Chronicle when Chronojet comes out, so you can look forward to that. So yay, Jaden caved, but I still am not building Bermuda, so you can just throw that out the window. But I did cave here. I will be building Gear Chronicle Chronojet. I absolutely love the fact that Next Stage is coming back. So that's really cool. I'm not really sure where I stand with Altmile yet. I did build Altmile way back when, but as a lot of you know, outside of blasters, and that was like way back in the day, I never really stuck with Royal Paladin for long. I might build Altmile. The two decks that I will be mostly focusing on for standard I still need to finish building my Vanquisher deck for Narukami, and obviously Kagro. And apparently now, from the news I've seen, Draconic Overlord the Cross is coming to the standard format, so I guess you can maybe expect to see an updated Kagro deck maybe sometime in the possible future. I don't know. The next card they're giving out is Crit Sentinels. Now this one I'm very intrigued by, because it actually opens another spot in the deck. Crit Sentinels, if you don't know, Sentinels being perfect guards, there's two different forms of them right now in the game. There's the draw trigger the draw trigger perfects, and then the grade 1 perfects, or Sentinels. The Crit Sentinels are exactly what they sound like. They are critical triggers that are Sentinels, but they're different. They're a different type of Sentinel. This is the first. It's kind of like when we got Quintet Walls. It is a critical trigger that gives away 10,000 power like normal when you check a trigger, except it has a 30,000k shield instead of a 10,000k shield, and it counts as a Sentinel, and you don't have to discard a card for it when you use it to guard with. So it gives you a big shield that you don't have to discard a card for, but you lose the complete nullify attack effect. And having to discard a card for the cost. Sorry, guys. But this seems pretty interesting. It will probably encourage a lot of people to go to 16 crit decks. So that's something to look forward to. Heartthump Worker for Gear Chronicles is getting one. The Neo Nectar is getting one. The Royal Paladin is getting one. Eventually, all of them's going to get one, guys. So just wait your time. So, Crit Sentinels and the Order cards, both I think can add a lot to the game. They both have a lot of value, and I think it'll be interesting to see where it leads. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, I never thought I would consider actually getting back into an old game I used to play. For those of you who follow Yu-Gi-Oh! Or still play it, I heard about the new Master 5 rule that goes into effect starting around, it's supposed to be in April, so it might already be in effect, I don't know. But Master Rule 5 is now here, or will be here soon. And when I heard what Master Rule 5 was, it really was intriguing. The reason I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh! I was going to make a video about this, but I will give you the quick version. I was playing right as Pendulum Summoning was becoming a thing. And Pendulum Summoning was created to basically help the decks that couldn't keep up with the spam special summoning decks that were already present in the meta, and they thought this will give every deck a chance to compete. The problem was, if you set this up right, you can spam 5 monsters on the board for no cost once a turn. If they die, they go to your extra deck face up, and then you can just bring them back the next turn as long as your pendulum scales are still set. And I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, this is not going to help the game. This is only going to make it worse. And then cut to, they added the rule, well, if you go first, you don't get to draw. And they thought that would actually solve it. But then I saw this deck come out called Pepe, and you draw 5. You can end your turn basically with any 2 level 8 synchros you wanted, 2 other monsters, and like a 7-card hand. And the game turned into this game where you wanted to create, you still wanted to go first. And then the idea was to basically build an unbreakable board to where your opponent could not do anything. So you would get 1 to 3 no's on the board. Okay. I'm going to summon this. No. Okay. I'm going to play this to search out. No. I'm going to play this to draw. No. Pass. And then your opponent draws and swings for game, because they basically just negated everything you did. And that's not fun. And that's why I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh! When I did. I kind of kept my ear to the ground, because I kept waiting for Konami to realize we fucked up. We created a monster in Pendulum Summoning. So now they created Link Monsters. Link Monsters are going to correct our mistake, because now if you want to special summon more than 1 monster from your extra deck, you're going to have to summon a Link Monster first, and he's going to have this little red arrow that points to a specific circle or square on the mat, and wherever it's pointing to, that's where you can special summon a monster. And I'm sorry guys, Link summoning, I will admit there are some pretty cool Link Monsters out there, and Link Monsters kind of give awesome creatures to decks that really don't have really good supporting monsters to help finish a game. But Link summoning wouldn't need to exist if Konami wasn't hitting the bong and creating fucking Pendulum Summoning when they did. People were complaining that people could just spam synchros and exceeds like crazy. Okay, then they could have done a simple mechanic change. There was a lot of things they could have done, but Pendulum Summoning was not the answer. And then they created Link Summoning, thinking that would solve the issue, but that hasn't even solved the issue. So, finally, 5 years, it seems, maybe even longer, after Pendulum Summoning was created, Konami finally pulled their head out of their ass, and they were like, okay, we really fucked up. We were trying to slow the game down, and instead of slowing it down, we put it into hyperdrive. Yes, that pun was intended. So, they came up with this new Master Rule 5. If you still want to play Link Monsters, play your Link Monsters. However, fusions, synchros, and exceed monsters, they can go in the extra deck monster zone or any of the regular monster zones. They no longer have to take that one occupied extra deck monster zone. Because the problem with Link Summoning is if you play a deck that likes to spam monsters or get out monsters quick, you must Link Summon first. The problem with that is that kills so many fun decks. I mean, some of the decks that I loved playing, Black Wings, good lord, X-Sabers, there's so many decks that just couldn't keep up because they need their synchros, they need their exceed monsters. So, Konami said from now on, Link Monsters will always go in the extra deck monster zone. And you can put your fusions, your synchros, and your exceed monsters in the regular monster zones. And your Link Monsters and your Pendulum Summoning monsters will go in the extra deck zone. Awesome. I have been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist. Oh god, what's it called? Link Evolution. It's the game for the Switch. It came out on the PlayStation 4 and then it got a name change. If you have a PlayStation or a Switch and you even keep your ear to the ground in Yu-Gi-Oh! You'll know what I'm talking about. Legacy of the Duelist. There we go. See? I knew it'd come to me. I've been playing a lot of it, and they have now updated it to where it has the Master Rule 5 in it. And guys, I actually am enjoying the game a little bit again, and I'm thinking about rebuilding a deck. So, what deck that will be, I haven't decided yet. There's a lot that I'm considering. It would be decks that I played with during my time and trying to make them fit in the current format. Um, I played a lot of Chaos decks, played a lot of anti-meta, played Blackwings, played Plants, X-Sabers, Dark Worlds, Heroes, Harpies, Toons. So, and the ban list right now is actually pretty interesting. All the Solemns are at 3. So, I realize for some people don't even play traps anymore, but the fact that unless you played Yu-Gi-Oh during like the early 2000s, you do not understand the luxury of having 3 Solemn Judgments in a deck. You really just don't. I'm sorry. Um, I'm considering I'm considering rebuilding a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Dino Rabbit was another one. I really enjoyed that one too. So no promises. I might do a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Again, I am planning to do a video of my top 10 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh decks of all time. It'll be something that'll be just kind of short, fun, because I really do enjoy my memories of Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. I played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively for 14, 15 years, I think. I went to my first tournament when I was 11 at a game store in Tulsa, Oklahoma called Vintage Stock, and my mother took me to it on a Saturday, and I always enjoyed the tournament scene ever since. And of course, before that, my actual first TCG tournament was a Pokemon trading card event, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Just, I guess, is the one that actually got me hooked to it, because when I was that little, I was just, yay, Pokemon! But I am considering diving back into Yu-Gi-Oh! But dipping my toes first. Because I have started seeing a lot of the new decks, and I know this is gonna piss one person off, and I'm very sorry, very sorry, Siren. I love you dearly, hun. I fucking hate Trick Stars. That deck can go die in an alley. I fucking hate it. That field spell. Gah! So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Possibly on the channel down the road, but we'll see. Aside from that, I've been doing lots of gaming myself. I've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. I've been playing a lot of Need for Speed, a lot of Madden, a lot of Pokemon. On the bright side, in a couple of days, Final Fantasy VII comes out, so that's why I wanted to get this video made now, because when I have my hands on that, you're probably not going to hear from me for at least a while, and I'm sorry. I've been waiting for 4.5 years since they announced this game back in early 2015, so that's actually been 5 years now, and I'm done waiting. So, I've always said that if you want to add me on any of my gaming systems and chat sometimes or hang out or play games together, please feel free. If you do not have those and you would like them, please let me know. I'll post them in the comment section if you want them. If you've already added me and you want to chat sometime or hang out, feel free to send me a message or post in the comments of one of these videos and you want to do something. I have played Need for Speed with one other person online before that is a subscriber, and I really do enjoy playing games with you guys. I've gotten to know a couple of you through the chat on PSN, and it is a lot of fun. So if you are interested in doing that, please reach out to me. It'll give me something to do, and maybe it'll help to fight boredom. So last thing, the last time I made a video, I told you guys that there is a surprise coming to the channel in May. That is still happening. It is in the process of getting created. That's the only clue you get. It is still happening. It'll be happening sometime in May. I'm really looking forward to it. It is a bit of a chance I'm taking, but I think it's something that a lot of you will like, and I hope that you'll all at least give it a try. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something I've been wanting to do with my channel for a long time. and it's something that I've always kind of wanted to take a swing at, and I hope that you guys will at least be willing to give it a try and stick with me. For those of you that have stuck with me since I started doing this, I really appreciate it. I did this to just try and create an open forum to where I could get to know other players from all over the world, and we could just kind of share ideas and bounce things off one another. That was the complete reason I started doing this, and to occasionally make you guys smile or laugh or whatever. So this surprise is kind of tied into that. I want to try and find another way to make my videos entertaining, and I think this is a way to do that. So I hope when it does come, you guys will like it, because if you guys do, I have a lot of ideas that'll really make it a lot of fun for everybody. So that is still coming, so hope you guys will stick around for that. Just lastly, guys, everyone, please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Do not go out if you. Please just be safe and don't go out if you don't need to. I've been rather fortunate myself, staying healthy during this time, and most of my loved ones and friends as well. And I just want everyone to be safe. So a lot of you that I do know are my friends, and I really hope all of you are doing okay and you're healthy, and I hope your loved ones and friends and family are as well. So thank you very much, guys. It's been great catching up with you guys. I can't wait to continue to make content with you guys and continue to get to know some of you. And as far as the tournament in Texas goes, I am sorry that if it does get canceled, I will miss those of you who I normally hang out with, but it will happen again, I promise. So anyway, guys, please stay safe, and I will see you next time.